What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Wizard's Chest. I am Kyle. Today we're going to be doing a review of the DC Essentials Superman. I picked this guy up for $25 at Movie Trading Company, just like Black Manta. And like the others, I am a little concerned that he's going to be too top heavy and those ankles aren't going to hold up, but there's only one way to find out. But first, let's take a look at this delightful packaging that he comes in. So there on the side, you get a nice promotional shot of the Man of Steel. And on the back, you see that Brainiac, Aquaman, and Black Manta also came in this second wave. But let's go ahead and bust him out of his plastic confinement and take a closer look. Alrighty, so here he is, the Man of Steel, all out of his packaging, and he looks awesome. I like the cape, the way it's sculpted, kind of has a nice flow to it. It's made out of a soft rubbery material, and the fact that it only comes up to his calf and not all the way to the ground like a lot of figures with capes. Thor. It doesn't affect his posability quite as much, and it doesn't affect the way that he stands, so sometimes they can be a little too long and push him forward. I definitely like this one. And the rest of the figure is very nicely sculpted as well. You got that classic strong chin that Superman should have, and that nice curly cue of black hair coming down. The hair looks a little shiny on camera, but I promise in person it looks a lot better. And this figure stands exactly at 7 inches tall. A nice size for the Man of Steel. And let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation on this bad boy. So he can look left, he can look right, he can look up really well, which is great for flight poses, and he can look down very well. These joints can be a little tight on these figures, I've noticed, so that's something to keep in mind. But just look at that sculpt. I think this is my favorite so far in the DC Essentials line. You can see that he has an ab crunch there, so he can go down pretty well, and he can bow up like he's about to beat down Batman. Oh yeah. But I think that's the best head sculpt for Superman I've seen in a really long time. The arms can go up about that far, not quite to 90 degrees, but they can rotate all the way around. You got the swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows. So you got a nice range of motion there. As far as the hands, you got a swivel and a hinge, so he can go up and down pretty nicely. He doesn't come with any accessories this time. He's got a swivel at the waist, and he can do the front kick about that far, and he can go back about that far, just a little. It pretty much, where the cape stops the leg from going back is how far he can go back anyway, so that doesn't bother me at all. And there's that rubbery type material that I was telling you about. So pretty good looking figure so far. You got the swivel at the thigh. He can do the splits like nobody's business. And you got those double jointed knees. And unlike the Black Manta, it stayed pretty tight after I played with it a little. It's a little bit loose, but I've come to expect it with these figures, so be warned. And you got swivel at the boot. And you got that discolored red ball joint on the foot, but it does have a good range of motion. And like some of the others, he is a little bit top heavy, but at least mine, he stays up pretty good. There's a close-up shot of his closed fists. Pretty good paint job and sculpt. And there's the open palm. There's the back. Really good sculpt. It seems like it's a simple paint application, so the fact that the eyes are really crisp The eyebrows are painted nicely, and you got that nice red tint on the lips, looks good. Definitely like that red sheen on his boots. And as far as a little comparison, here he is with the NECA Christopher Reeve Superman. So very, very classic figures. I think the new DC Essentials definitely holds up to the NECA, although he does have the cloth cape. And it's a little bit more detailed. The joints are definitely tighter on the Christopher Reeve, but you can see that they're roughly about the same size. And they're pretty dynamic looking. Each has their own great characteristics. So I think he'll fit in very nicely in my collection. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with this figure as far as the DC Essentials line has gone so far. He's definitely my favorite. And here he is with all the others that I have from this line. Hope you enjoyed the review.
Oh, good one, Merlin. Oh, hello there. Thank you for watching. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe today. It's free.